We're in the Stonewall Manor subdivision of Vienna. It's a pretty large subdivision, and this neighborhood was developed in the 60s.
Yeah, it feels like the neighborhood I grew up in.
Yeah, same with me. So this house is a starter house and does need some work, so you guys will see that. It's a little bit of a
like
fixer.
that.
Do you like fixers?
We like
do.
fixers.
We do.
All right,
Yeah.
good. Why don't you go check it out, and we'll chat when you're done.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, popcorn ceiling, wallpaper.
Oh, that's not just like wallpaper. That's the exact wallpaper my mother had. I know this house. I know that wallpaper. It even smells like my mom's house, which is weird. Okay,
Well, where should we start?
living room.
Okay.
All righty.
Overall, this room is really a nice room. You've got a fireplace,
Yes.
you know, a nice entertaining area, and I really like the original windows.
I do as well.
And come on, let's talk about these built-ins.
Wow, okay. I think
Yeah.
they could be updated, but I like the arches.
Well, I think we're off to a great start.
And it keeps getting better, Tina. This dining room,
2 bay windows. How
Yeah.
lovely.
it makes the room so much bigger, and the views outside, stunning.
Look at some of the built-ins.
Yes.
This is a perfect spot for some additional storage when you have a bay window like this.
Yeah, I just think it has so much potential, but already feels like a warm home, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay.
Should we continue on?
All right, Tina,
Okay.
the kitchen.
All right, so I'm gonna say that this is one room that would definitely get some freshening.
Yeah,
This is a typical eating kitchen
It
for that
is.
era.
Yeah.
But I probably would take this wall out and open it up.
lots of options. And that's what's exciting about putting your own stamp on renovations, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, okay, let's take a look at these floors now that
Yep.
I see them a little better. These are probably the originals, and they are in really, really nice shape.
And, you know, you keep the original floors, that saves you a ton of money, right?
does.
All right, let's
Oh,
continue.
Recessed lighting. I'd keep that.
Modern, okay. Here we have a powder room. I wouldn't change a thing.
I don't believe you. I think you'd update it a little bit,
Yeah.
but at the same time, how nice is it to have a powder room on the first floor?
I love the little window with the shutters.
Such a cute little window.
Adorbs. Okay. All right, well, this would be, there's no door to this room.
Right, so I would use it probably as an extra sitting area, TV room.
A den. Yeah. Okay, let's check this out.
I'm very curious about
Little
this space.
porch. Hey, Tina, look up.
Wow, but I'm not sure what you would do with this space. But at the same time, you get
Yeah.
to overlook this great patio space.
Yeah, we'll just call this the garden appreciation room. How about that? Yeah.
Sometimes you just nail it. Let's check out the basement. Nice steps. Ooh, into a nice big room. You've got full windows and a door to out back.
It's an empty palette, Tina. It could be anything. All right, upstairs we go.
Yep. All right, so let's start here. This is a decent sized bedroom.
Yeah, nice closet, yeah.
Let's check out.
Okay,
Oh, look
full
at this bathroom. Okay, I wouldn't change the floor, the tub, or the tile.
I would change the floor, the tub, and the tile. The old dusty rose gots to go. Okay, into the next bedroom.
Look at how bright and pretty this room is.
Well, we've just figured out all the light is in this corner. But how about these floors? What do you think? Are these new?
There was probably a rug here for probably decades.
Yeah.
And then when they lifted up the rug, you can see this beautiful hardwood.
Absolutely gorgeous. All right. Okay, well, this has got to be the primary.
Oh, it's a really pretty primary. I mean, you've got the lovely windows.
Yeah, those original windows. We both like that.
And you have a beautiful view of the pine tree out front.
You sure do. And you know what I'm appreciating?
I think I know what you're
The
appreciating.
wallpaper. You can see the wallpaper from the 60s and the 80s. Okay, so I think this
Let's
comes
see.
with a bathroom.
Oh.
Ensuite, aha, original
Okay.
tile.
All right, I would not change anything in this bathroom. I like the yellow.
We keep the yellow.
Okay.
Alrighty. Final bedroom.
And you see how the light changes in this room?
I do. All these tall trees out back. Beautiful trees.
Let me check. Is this a closet? Oh, they have a Murphy bed in here.
The old Murphy bed.
I really wish that I had a Murphy bed.
Ah, but you lose a closet. All right. Well, I can't wait to see that garden in person.
All right.
All right.
House
Hey.
number 1 down.
What do you guys think?
Well, first of all, you didn't tell us there was a hidden forest back here.
Isn't it beautiful?
Gorgeous.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's a solid house.
Good bones is the real estate lingo for this type of thing.
Definitely, you can make your vision come to life very easily.
Absolutely. Let me run down the stats for you guys.
Okay.
Yep. So 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 2,150 square feet. It was built in 1963, and it's got a little over a 1/4 acre lot.
So I'm gonna come in at a listing price of $825,000.
Okay? All right, John.
I'm going to say $775.
So the list price of this house is $765. You were really close, John.
But there's always house number 2.
That's right.